Hey guys, channel update time. I've gotten a lot of questions lately, common questions that I want to answer truthfully and get them out here and explain, because sometimes you get in the comments and it just turns into a whatever. Anyway, one of the biggest questions I've gotten lately is, where's the G90? What happened to the G90? Why don't you use the G90 anymore? Did you give up on the G90? Walt, you're a G90 guy. What's going on? All right, let's answer that, and I'll tell you the God's honest truth on that. I love the G90. Great radio. Absolutely a great radio, especially for a budget person that wants an SDR, wonderful radio, the greatest tuner ever put in a HF radio. If you want that, excellent. I always say, if you're a new ham, this is the radio to start with. 400 or so US dollars, you've got a pretty decent rig. 20 watts, I love the 20 watts, what have you. It's great. I'll tell you why I quit using mine. I have two of them. The first one, I wore it out because I'm hard on a radio out in the elements, the sand or whatever. It still works, but the cord in the back, I need to take it apart and put new power cord in it. And when I started to do that, the bolts are stripped, whatever. It got to a point where, all right, I'm done. I'm going to buy a new one. And I did a couple years ago. The new one I've had issues with. I did a video on it. I had the plug, the coax plug in the back disconnected. I was out there trying and it just quit working. I figured it out. Went in, performed surgery on it, came back out and got it working again. And then it seems like I'm having more issues with it as well. Like I said, great radio, but I was, all right, it's time for something else. About a year ago, I purchased a Yaesu FT710 and fell in love with the radio. I did a video on it right out of the bat. When I opened that thing out of the box, I mean, it's double the price of a G90. I was like, man, this might be too nice to take on the beach. Then I finally did, and when I got it out on the beach, just amazing. I just fell in love. I was like, man, this thing, the difference in the audio, I mean, listen, there's a big difference between a good radio, the G90, and a fantastic, great radio, something like a 710 or an ICOM or whatever, a quality radio. And mine just happened to be my first venture out with it was that 710. I fell in love with it. I was like, this is awesome. And that kind of rabbit hole into, I get people that, that talk about radios or whatever, and I follow all the groups, whatever. I was like, you know what? I make a little bit each month, and when off of my YouTube channel, what I usually do is reinvest it. I'll take that every month. I get that, whatever I make from the advertisement revenue, and I'll buy something. And I guess a little after that, I bought a Yaesu FT 450D, an older Yaesu, and then took it out portable. And I don't mind taking this one out portable. It basically cost me less than a brand new G90. I went out and used it. And I fell in love with it too, because the sound was crazy. I mean, just amazing. To this day, that is the best sounding radio that I own, is that FT450D. It sounds, I mean, the 710 is a great audio as well. That 450, when I'm out with it, holy cow, just amazing. So really kind of fell in love with it. And I fell on a rabbit hole and started buying old, junker Yaesus and trying to bring them back to life or whatever. Just something experimenting that I like to do. So with that said, I'm not a Yaesu guy. It's just where I'm at right now. That's what I'm a YouTuber. I want to experiment with different things, show you different things. I don't want, 100 videos a year of just me with the G90. Will I ever use the G90 again? Yeah, probably. I'll probably get my first one back up and running, put a new power cord in the back of it and fix it, power connector. I might do the mod to that. I'll have to drill out that. I can't get the screws done where it's because of, honestly, the elements of salt water and being on the beach, they're just corroded. But I'll probably get back out with a G90 as well. And I don't want to discourage anyone that's bought one or anyone that's thinking about getting one from it. It's an awesome radio. I love it. I can't say enough things about the radio. It's great. But I've gone through my G90 stage. That was the other thing I get for this question alone that I'm answering. I didn't want to get pigeonholed into being Walt the G90 guy. And I was getting to that point. Everyone to this day was like, Walt's the head of the G90 mafia, G90. Yeah, great. It's a great radio. But like I said, with the channel, with experimenting, with trying different things, I honestly wanted to just try some other things. Speaking of that, I get offered all the time, and I've bitten a few times. I've been offered by some companies, and I've also purchased some stuff cheaper radios. You've seen me on the red corner radio. I've used it on the channel. That's fun, whatever. Cheap radio. I've had fun playing with those, but I get offered those as well. And I got offered like a Banggood, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do a Banggood. But the guys sent me, and they kept sending me, hey. He said, pick a radio, and I picked up. This is a USDX radio. I got this from him. I was like, okay, I'll do the video, blah blah blah, and then it's garbage, and I let them know. I was like, hey guys, no, I'm not. If you don't want me to do the video on that radio, you just don't want me to do it. And they're like, well, how about if we, you send it back and we'll send you another one. I'm like, I'm not sending you back anything. I mean, we're done. And so I'm kind of trying to get away from that. We'll get to where I'm at with that whole equation later. Another radio I bought, this one here, I bought from Indonesia, $150. This is a 25 watt mono band, just for the 20 meter band, called a Ham Builder HSM1, I believe. I purchased it for $150 and plus shipping and tariff or whatever, thinking, hey, that's me. 25 watts on the beach with that little thing. I'm a 20 meter guy in the mornings anyway. Excellent. I'll try it. I get it. It shows up, and I plug it in here, and I key it, and it dies. And I'm like, wow. And it receives, and then I key it, and it dies. I check everything's antenna's great, what have you. So I contact them, and I said, hey guys, there's something wrong with this radio. They're like, no, we tested it. Before it left, we test all our radios. I go, great. Well, then maybe something happened in shipping, but it's not working. So I videoed me keying the mic and showing them and they go, okay, yeah, we'll take care of this for you. We'll take care of this for you. Look for something in the mail. A month goes by, and I get a package from them. I open up, it's a new mic. So I plug the new mic into it, key it, and it dies. So I'm done. I'm done with them. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of done with cheap radios. For a while, if something comes up, I'll try it or whatever. But I'm really enjoying using something as nice as a Yaesu on the beach right now. Also, let's be honest with you, I'm a DXer. I can turn the Yaesu down to QRP if I want to. Just last week, I was on the beach, and I'm talking to Australia, 100 watts with a vertical, and I could hear South Africa ZS call talking. He said, I'm beaming to Western Australia, and I could hear him, and I called and had a contact. So that was a long path contact. That took 100 watts. I know for a fact, because he said I was like, 3.3. He could barely make me out of it with that 100 watts. I know for a fact there's no way in heck I would have done that with 20 watts. So that's another good thing too. I like having the 100 watts. I love operating with 20. It's amazing. I actually got a radio that an older radio that I want to get out on the beach with. It has an internal battery. That's a 20 watt radio. So, and it's a really, really good 20 watt radio I got used. So I'm going to get out on the beach with that as well. But even that one, I can hook a battery up to it and get 100 out of it. So that's where I'm at with radios. That's where I'm at right now. I'm not always that, just like I don't want to be the G90 guy. I don't want to be pigeonholed into thinking I'm the FT710 guy. I want to use different radios, different stuff. I mean, hey, maybe I'll have an Icon one day. I don't know. Just where I'm at right now, and what I am with the channel, and what I'm doing. So with that said, we'll go on to the next question I've gotten, especially in the last 3 or 4 videos. People are upset because I have partnered up with DX Engineering. They actually contacted me. And it wasn't the formal letter where you that all YouTubers know you get them from like Chinese manufacturers or Banggood or AliExpress, and they'll say his hello and then in capitals, Coastal Waves and Wires, and then back to small. So you can tell it's just a form letter. They're just fishing for people to review their products or put them out there, and they'll say, we'll send you a free radio. And I'm like, nothing's free. I'm working for it. So, DX Engineering called me. Actually, I've spoken with them on the phone or what have you, and said, hey, we'd like for you to be an affiliate. And what would you like? You know what I mean? So it's like, what? I'm an antenna guy. How about I try that res? You know what I mean? And that's how that whole got started, because I wanted to. So people that get so upset about, hey, you got that thing, you're a sellout for DX engineering, it's expensive. Look, it's expensive to you maybe, but it's not to everybody. And I don't know if I would have been able to get it had I not been offered it. And I want to play with every antenna I possibly can. I want to experiment and enjoy different antennas. So that was a great opportunity. I am forever grateful for the relationship that I have established with DX Engineering. And yeah, I'm going to leave all the Chinese people alone and the cheap stuff and, the offers of all garbage like this. And I'm going to pick and choose good stuff that I'll feel good. If someone bought these over me, if that worked and then someone would have bought it for $150 and then say their last $150 and they went through what I just went through with it, I couldn't live with myself. So I trust the quality of and the for me being an American here in the States, DX Engineering. I trust them. The stuff that I get from them, I got a poll from them and stuff. It's great so far. If I get something from them and it's not great, I'll tell you. But it's because I pick it. I pick whatever. Last year I purchased all of the Cheligan stuff. The JPC 7, JPC 12, JPC 350, all that stuff. All summer, that's all I did through those videos was using that stuff, and everybody was loving it. And I get an American-made product, and people are losing their minds saying I'm a sellout. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a sellout. I am who I am, and I want to try and experience everything. And I want to, in good conscience, when I'm using something, know that if I influence somebody to buy it, it's going to be a good product. So there you go. I'm just who I am, and that's the way the channel is going to be. You say I'm a sellout. Actually, I'm less of a sellout. I'm picking and choosing and not taking everything that's offered to me. Not that I did that anyway. So there you go. There's the answer to that question that's popped up a lot lately. Now, future plans. I'll tell you, I got something really big planned, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. And now I'm going to put it out there in the universe and make it happen. That's how I feel. I am going to, probably about the second week of November, I'm going to Australia. And I'm going to go over there for like 8 days in that general vicinity. I haven't made up my mind exactly where I'm going to go yet in Australia, but I want to go there and operate. I know people say you need 3 weeks. I don't have 3 weeks. I don't know. Honestly, I've got about a week, a window of a week, because I have life here and family and I need to be here with, but I want to do this. It's been a lifetime goal. I've been to every continent in the world except for Australia and, Antarctica, but I've been all over. I've never been there. It's a bucket list for me. And at 64 years old, if I don't go now, I'm not going to go. And I really want to go over there and play radio. I love the, I talk to the VK people all the time, VK calls all the time when I'm on the beach. I want to go over there. Now, with that said, I kind of put it out there that I wanted to go to maybe 2 spots. I put on my Facebook page kind of a poll. And the more I thought about it, I put up like, Perth and Melbourne, or Melbourne and Sydney, Brisbane, and on and on. And I got to thinking about it. It's like, I don't want to go over there and tour the city. I want to go over there and live kind of like I do here. I want to go to the coastal, maybe the suburbs, and just live the coastal life that I do. I think what I'm going to do is 4 days in one spot. I'm going to get up in the morning, operate on the beach like I do here, leave there, go have lunch I'll find a cool dive, maybe some recommendations from locals of seafood place, go back, charge up the battery in the afternoon, do a POTA, and then at a POTA park, and then have dinner at another cool local restaurant. The genesis of that for me, and why I do that in my channel, is I want the channel to be more about operating. I've always tried to be that and not be a product reviewer. The products go into the operating. When I go out on the beach with something like the antenna last week, I'm the guy you're going to see out there using it and making contacts with it. You're not going to see a green, graph board with me in my hands moving it all around and then reading the specs off to you. I like to go out and use the product, and that's kind of where I'm at with the channel, and it's been for a while, but the cultural experience. So if I go places like when I was in Rhode Island, I wish I'd have done it more in Poland, but when I was in Rhode Island, I would go to, activation and then leave and go eat clams or clam chowder or whatever. I want to do that when I'm there. And I get that inspiration from, I'm a super big fan of Anthony Bourdain. probably my two favorite shows of all time to watch entertainment-wise was Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations, where he would travel the world, see the city, and then go places and eat. I mean, you'll see the where I get the idea from for my channel. And then and The Layover. So his layovers were like a 48, 72 hour, layover in a city, and he would go through it and go eat or whatever. I want to do something like that. So in November, I'm going to have Salty Walt's D-Expedition and head over and do that. Just almost like a layover, like a 4-day spot. Right now I'm thinking maybe start it off in Brisbane. I could go to Brisbane, stay over like on the beach somewhere, like Margate Beach up there in that area, kind of get my wits together, operate there on the beach there. One day head up to the Sunshine Coast, operate on the Sunshine Coast, do my stuff there, come back, spend the night. The next morning go down to the Gold Coast and operate there and kind of get the feel for that whole coastal vibe up and down there on the east coast of Australia there, kind of home basing out of Brisbane for 4 days. Then from there, I don't know yet. I'm trying to make up my mind. One thought I'm having is just from that point, head back across over to Auckland and do it there for 4 days and see the beaches and be in New Zealand. So maybe start to do 4 days, the 4-day layover or D-Expedition of VK stroke K4OGO, and then the next 4 days be K4OGO stroke ZL, something like that. So with that said, my plan is this. With my affiliation with DX Engineering, I was actually talking to them yesterday about this as well. Stuff that I would take with me. I'll talk to them about it. But what I'm going to do is any earnings I make in being an affiliate of them, I get a small commission when something is purchased from me. I'm going to take all that commission over from now until November. That's going to pay for the trip. I don't want anyone to send me anything. I'm the guy that I cringe at GoFundMe. I don't like it. I see too many people trying to get their bills paid with it. I'm not that guy. I've been through hard times, and yeah, some people have offered and whatever, and I've worked my way out of them. Even recently, my wife had some medical issues or whatever, but I don't want that. So I'm going to really try to get it sponsored or work. I'm going to work hard for it. I'm going to work hard to get it done. That doesn't mean I'm going to be a shill and try to talk you into buying from DX Engineering, but I'm going to definitely, the stuff I use, I'm getting rid of everybody else, and I'm going down the path of being the true DX Engineering affiliate and use stuff when I need. I'm buying stuff from them. If I don't get it from them, I'll buy it, and buying things from them as well and showcase their stuff because I trust them. I trust what's going on. And I have a goal. I really do. And that goal is to go experience the culture of another part of the world and add it to the channels. We're talking, if I'm 8 days, there's 16 videos of me in different spots that you would never see me in, getting salty on the beach and eating the local flavor there. So that's it. That's the update of what kind of answering the questions that I've really been pounded with and kind of giving you an insight of what's going on. One more thing, I've got book 2 coming. The second book is complete. It's being printed, and it should be. We're hoping it gets done and printed before Hamvention in Dayton. And if so, I will be there. The book will be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. Everyone that purchased the first book, thank you so much. I hope that you've enjoyed it and gotten something out of it. The second book, Salty Walt's Next Level Portable Antenna Sketchbook, is going to be a continuation with, more things. We're, taking things, beamforming. If you watch my channel over the last year, you'll see me with, verticals with the directors, reflectors, co-phasing verticals. All that stuff's going to be in the next book. And I hope you look forward to getting it and will, enjoy the book as much as I enjoyed putting it together. Anyway, guys, there you go. That's what's going on with the channel. Thanks for watching. A little long-winded. I'm sorry for that, but had a lot to say, and it's just easier to do this than to get into answering the same question over and over in the comments. Till next time, I'm Salty Walt, K4OGO. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay salty.